Good evening. It's me, Angie from Learn Love Tarot, here to bring you messages of direction towards your best and highest good, using the energies of the daily moon cycle and of the planetary aspects surrounding us. This message is timeless as energy is cyclical. So do know that whenever you find this message is when you were meant to. Thank you in advance for sharing your beautiful energy with me by subscribing to the channel so that the messages align with you more energetically. And if you do find anything contained in today's messages that resonate with you, please hit the like button and leave me a comment to let me know. You can learn more about me and link to book personal readings that are back open by going to my homepage. Thank you so much for being here today. Well, my first image this morning, or rather, message from spirit was a mourning dove. Usually, the mourning doves coo in the front of my place, and this morning they were out back. So, like in our own backyard, this energy of peace, hope, and a new beginning being in our new backyard, because mourning doves symbolically are a sign of that. They're also messengers of the divine who bring messages of love, faith, and comfort during times of grief, especially. I got this cooing at 8:44 this morning. So in essence, that is an 88, which is then also a 16 of the tower, or a sudden realization. 1 plus 6 of the tower would be 7 of the chariot. Alignment of head and heart, so that the soul drives the chariot towards this new beginning, perhaps for you. Now, with today's 11 energy being justice for love, or Venus, that is a sign that governs Libra, and the 7th house of one-to-one committed partnerships of all kinds, whatever you label them as. Now, the path of power today, or our red root chakra focus on grounding ourselves, on ancestors, and on our roots. Okay. If we take that date and add it up, we get the 2-digit number of a 28. So the 28th of any month may resonate for you. You might be 28 years old. If so, that means 28 years ago was 1997. So let me know if that date has any significant meaning for you there. When I was writing, the first song that I got this morning was We Were Barely Freshmen, but I think it's We Were Merely Freshmen. The song is called The Freshman by the Verve Pipe, and the album title is Villains, which was released on 1/21/1997. How about that? So in essence, we have the Magician, the World Energy, and the Wheel of Fortune there. That breaks down to angel number 131, or double magician, surrounding, or new starts of potential surrounding Empress energy. Added together, those digits are a 5 of change, or lesson learned. The Wheel of Fortune then gets turned because divine timing is activated when our own energy is in balance. 1 plus 0, we're getting that number from the 28. 2 plus 8 equals 10. And then the 10, then 1 plus 0 coming up to 1, the magician energy. And that would be for Gemini and Virgo. Planet of communication, Mercury, being denoted here. In addition, Mercury stationed retrograde today at 3:29 this afternoon here, Eastern Standard Time. So in essence, that's a 3, a 29 is an 11. So we have these numbers repeating here, 131 and 311. Again, adding up to this 5 of change. Communication is now changing as that planet starts moving direct in Leo back through these self-confidence, right? We've been retrograding through self-confident, the theme of self-confidence in Leo, and now we are moving forward finally into the next stage of Leo, which is impact, 4 degrees 6 through 10. In addition to that, today the sun is at 19 degrees, 6 minutes Leo, and we round up to get that Sabian symbol of 20, which is the Zuni sun worshipers. And that lesson, the experience summary, or the summary of this experience, is about honoring primitive impulses to praise God with our own style and understanding. Now, this is the start of the third deacon, which is going to be Seven of Wands, standing your own ground with your beliefs, your own style of understanding, and pushing back at the top of that hill on whomever or whatever does not align with those boundaries, our own personal boundaries there. Now, we do have the moon in Pisces. It is still full at 208 degrees, 1 minute. And again, we have the 2 plus the 8 equals 10 of the Wheel of Fortune, and then the 1 minute of the Magician. So this energy is very, very heavy today. We just reviewed the Mercury moving direct finally in Leo. Now, as far as the soulmate journey energy here, Venus denoting divine feminine energy, Mars denoting divine masculine energy. We have the divine feminine at a 13 degrees, 13 minutes. This was at 8:31 this morning. So 31 and 13 superimposing each other. Of course, that is the death and transformation energy. And in Cancer, that is the second deacon, which is going to denote the Three of Cups. So this trining energy of water energy of alignment, it can also be a reunion, or it can be the divine feminine gathering lost parts of herself, or just simply getting together with friends. Now, this energy is conjoining Jupiter, the planet of luck, abundance, expansion. It's our enthusiasm, our optimism. It can also denote travel or a pilgrimage, whether that's internal or external. It's about teaching, leaping, and exploring all of our potentials. Okay, so again, Magician is all 4 aces of potential, and the Wheel of Fortune energy is all 4 fixed signs. So all of the kings sending or eliciting action, and especially geared towards change. Now, that conjunction is not going to be exact until 1:30 a.m. tonight Eastern Standard Time. So we're already feeling this energy. And at that time, when those planets conjoin, it's like clinking glasses, cheersing. They align exactly at the same degree and minute. That will move us into the 15th lesson of Cancer, right smack dab halfway through the lesson. So how this works, guys, is that whenever there's a conjunction or whatever aspect it is, we look at not only that Sabian symbol, again, 14 degrees, 3 minutes rounds up to 15. This symbol is a group of people who've overeaten and enjoyed it. So that can be this Three of Cups energy here, that second deacon of energy, second set of 10 degrees. And it's all about celebration. So celebrating of ourselves is the summary of that experience. And then how we use these symbols is we look at the symbol before that. Okay, well, how do we celebrate ourselves? Well, we do that by the previous lesson, the previous degree. How can we do that? Or um, why do we do that, right? It is a very old man facing a vast dark space toward the northeast. So for me, that is that 2 o'clock position, or moving into the future and up. Okay, an ardent path inevitably leads to the discovery of universal elemental truths. Okay, because we followed a path, we now get to celebrate this energy. We get to celebrate ourselves. We feel very satiated once we've discovered this. Now, why do we have to celebrate ourselves? We move into the following degree that answers, well, because of this. This is a man before a square holding a manuscript. And to me, that looks like brainstorming energy, where you're brain dumping a topic or an idea in the middle, and then you branch out and think of all the ways which you can make that idea happen. This experience summary is learning how to understand, acknowledge, and embrace all the various parts of our nature, how all of our components come into to create the whole. Okay. We are all different pieces. We all are all components of our chart, and we have all the signs within us and within our own life experience. Okay. So wherever this 14 degrees, 3 minutes Cancer is sitting in your own personal birth chart is where we're going to be, the life area that we're going to be experiencing this lesson of empowerment. Again, it's a conjunction, it's a cheers, and that's all about moving upward and onward, right? Empowering ourselves. And in the sign of Cancer, it's the energy of the doula, right? It's the house, it's our home, it's our foundations of how we came to be, how we learned about family, how we learned about love. So, wherever this energy is sitting for you in your chart is possibly where there's this peace and hope of a new beginning happening. Okay. The second song today that I got was Bob Marley and the Wailers. Okay. On the Three Little Birds album, or the Three Little Birds song, it's on the Exodus, like a mass exodus album, right? Mass Exodus. That was released in 1977, which is boils down to a 24 or 8-6 of the lovers. Okay. And according to Wikipedia, one of the reasons or one of the meanings behind this song is that three birds would come to visit his windowsill, and that was at the house he lived on Hope Road. So, how about that? With that morning dove of peace being a symbol of hope and a new beginning. Now, the divine masculine, what's up with that energy? Since we've talked a lot about Venus and Jupiter expanding that loving energy, we have the divine masculine energy, or our own yang within our own selves, being in the first decan of the Two of Swords. So at a crossroads. Okay. And the symbol or the meaning of this is the dawn of a new day, everything changed. So, how we might experience that is that every new moment is known to be unique and profound. And the dawn of a new day, I immediately thought of Nina Simone. And when I looked up that song, of course, it's Feeling Good. The album that was on was called I Put a Spell on You, in June of 1965. So again, we have the six of the lovers energy, the Gemini card of lovers, and duality, right? Yin and yang. This was 1965, which was a special 3 year because we added up to a 21 when 1 plus 9 plus 6 plus 5. And that was a special path of connection. And of course, with this magician energy, put a spell on you because you're mine, is how the lyrics goes. So we may see this story simply play out. This is what's playing out in the sky. 6 of wands of the sun, 9 to 10 of cups for our moon, or our emotions and feelings. We have some bit of strife here with the 5 of wands, moving onward finally into the sign of Leo. And this is rock formations at the edge of a precipice. So about ready to take this leap in this new beginning here, learning how to see things in the larger context, especially with that growth of self-confidence. Okay, so we will see where we go. That is the reading before the reading, so to speak. So I'm going to go ahead, and because the moon is in Pisces, that means I'm going to use my mermaid deck. I'm going to use my water deck here. And all my cards are always pre-shuffled and saged, and I ask that they be ready for the next reading. So here is the Three of Wands here. It's going to be Aries energy. That's going to be second decan of Aries. So we may be looking at how to manifest here with a clearer, concise way, understanding that by making a firm decision inside of the Two of Wands, this Three of Wands, the ship coming into port, we're examining what ships have been coming into our port here. And this is just the surface energy. What may be coming into port for you. Like I said, put a spell on you because your mind here, the Lover's energy. This could simply be a move for you or a complete 180 here, because this figure is moving from land and she's imagining herself at this castle on land. So moving from emotions to being more grounded, or being able to traverse these mountains here in the background. It's going to be hard to make this decision, perhaps. That's what you're looking at. But we're deciding what it exactly is that we're wanting in partnership. And with Chiron being at that very last part of the that third decan, that's a Four of Wands energy. So the 11-11 energy of equal action on both sides. What kind of partnership am I calling in? What kind of partnerships have I called in previously? Okay. Were they a nightmare? What's been keeping us up here? Maybe this decision, this choice is getting the better of you here, and we're just imagining the worst there with Nine of Swords, not getting enough sleep, feeling exhausted, especially if there's been some kind of ending and we must move from one place of life to another. Okay. What is needs to be let go of and released in order for what is still being salvaged? How have we, okay, manifested results that we did not want, that we then had to end, right? We take that information then and salvage, kind of a little bit of a temperance energy there of turning lead into gold. And what do we keep, and what things, what habits, what ways of manifesting do we need to let go of, because we've overthought them or we didn't follow our own intuition. There's the energy of today with the Wheel of Fortune, and it definitely has to do with balancing head and heart, uh, being diplomatic. Okay, Scorpio energy here. And we do have quite a bit of Scorpio energy as far as the asteroids. We've got Juno, the relationship dynamics in Scorpio, and also Black Moon Lilith, our desire, our decision making. Those are both sitting at Six of Cups energy. So this is all being recycled here for evaluation. Okay, what has been consistently a nightmare, and how have we called that in? How has that prevented us from positive change or kept us with the same old, same old? So let's see where we go here, because with this King of Cups coming in, that diplomacy energy, it looks like some of y'all are finally feeling aligned in head to heart. So let's see where we go. That's why we're here today. Let's see what this reading is going to be all about for you. I'll have a picture of this posted at the link in the description box below. All right. Speaking of, so the reason that we are here today before the cut was the Three of Wands. How is my decision making? Deciding, do I stay? Do I go? What is the action I'll be taking? I need to be very concise in that decision making. We saw the choice card there as well with the Lovers. You could be deciding between two people or two experiences. If the reading is for you today, this is the choice point you find yourself at now. And there's the 1111 of the Four of Wands. So this wave of emotions coming in to weigh this sort of truth here. And this new truth is going to outweigh history or outweigh the past. This new truth may create an energy of symbiosis, and it may even have to do with changing the synapse patterns in our brain so that we're carving new neural pathways here with these realization of truths is my decisions have called in those ships to port. So what decisions have been good, what decisions worked out well, what decisions did not work out so well. Was I ignoring my intuition, trying to understand that moment of truth for our own selves? Because this lesson, we move from this claiming energy and into maturity. This is why we're looking at this now. And we do see that energy of today's date, justice and love and one-to-one partnerships right here as the reason or the subject of our reading here today, a situation. It is a situation that's a 10 of Pentacles. This is the opportunity is to align in the 10 of Pentacles. This is literally every single situation in our lives thus far. It is the card that encompasses all of the energies of the minor arcana before it, and it's a culmination. So, book ending the Two of Wands, we understand that yes, history plays a part, and it's history of our own past choices, and really allowing that truth to come in here and outweigh any kind of familial history or patterns there, generational patterns, specifically root energy, first chakra, ancestral. Let's see the recent past here for you. Okay, so those of you who this reading is for, once again, you'll know if it's for you if you feel like you are in a good place and a good point. We've already really looked back at all these past decisions, and we're in a place of Queen of Pentacles. That is the senior of all the queens. She is very sturdy in her own right. Okay, she is, this is Capricorn energy here, lesson learned, daddy saddy energy, reaping the rewards of making new decisions or making new decisions with utilizing, okay, is this a pattern from my past or is it just from the family? Is this a pattern that I was surrounded with and learned how to make these decisions of balance or imbalance around me? So, whoever this reading is for today, you've recently found yourself at a more balanced place. Okay, and we have you walking away at the full moon here, the heightened emotions. We just did have the full moon in Aquarius on Saturday, and that was about showing the world the real you. Okay, truth, revelation of our own emotions that have made these choices that have then brought in those boats to our harbor. Okay. And this is all about full moons are about surrendering to the divine. The full moon is the top of the roller coaster. We throw our hands up and say we and enjoy, or not so much enjoy, the ride that we get from building the tracks to that specific ride. So, the ride that we get for the next 2 weeks, guys, is going to depend on what tracks you built over the last 2 weeks. Now, what are we particularly walking away from? Could just simply be walking away from imbalance, walking away from being fearing making a decision, picking one path over the other. This could even be you're letting some kind of sleeping giant from the deep past, or our roots, we're letting that sleeping giant lay in order to walk towards the ocean here of our own emotional truth. And the Three of Pentacles is a trine of energy of a new start. I like that the grounding energy here begins once we walk away from whatever it is that might have been stuck on our craw, or whatever this revelation of the full moon in Aquarius, however we were holding back from revealing our true selves, or what it is that we did want in favor of perhaps, doing what we think we should do. Okay, or what our mothers told us we should do. It's like, no, I'm making my own decisions regardless of familial patterns or history. This is a brand new start. This is the start of something new here, guys. Okay, what has been the block? Knight of Cups, not making the offer, or not surrendering, not studying. This figure, this knight, Pisces energy, rejuvenates himself by his learning. Okay. And we've got learning here all over the place, especially with Mars in Libra. We are in a theme of learning for the first 5 degrees. And this is that energy of action here, a new dawn, a new day. After this full moon, this is a new start happening right there. You get to make your own family of your choosing. Your friends are the family you choose. So the block has been perhaps that we didn't want to learn, or we didn't want to walk away from this sleeping giant. Maybe we didn't even know what the sleeping giant was. And our Three of Wands kept calling in ships that weren't quite right for us. Okay. Let me know if that resonates for you. And now it's like, I'm really learning now how to properly manifest by understanding that the choices I make can either bring me into balance, or they can throw me out of balance. And I alone am responsible for that. What Spirit wants you to know: 8 of Wands, traveling fast. So this can be communication or downloads of truth from Spirit, or you are acting on your own truth. The decision here is, what am I most passionate about? What calls to me? What do I want to reach up and grab for? And she's very focused here on that particular wand, that particular new start, that creative energy of this new start, this new passion. And we've definitely got the volcano energy coming up here. By making the wrong choice, that volcano could blow. Or we can go, what's going to keep me more in balance and not have that explosion, by choosing my own personal truth, no matter if that means that we have to leave someone or something behind, whatever this old pattern was that created this unhappiness that could have been revealed here at the full moon in Aquarius. Outcome energy. 2 of Pentacles. So this rabbit here, Jupiter energy, is he's performing for the children, right? But see how they're also creating a trine. Are we doing something performative to please our family of origin, to please our current family? Are we just juggling too much? Or is this rabbit very strategic and knows that kids have a lot of energy and you got to kind of keep them occupied, right? He's dancing on a fish as well. Pisces energy. What in the heck is going on? North Node right now is also stationed for, sometimes it doesn't always move in retrograde. Sometimes it stations. And right now it's in a holding pattern at 19. Pisces, a master instructing his pupil. Okay. That's what this new start can be. This new choice leads to something new that you learn. And then we share that with others. We transmission, we share and push out that knowledge of love from a place of the heart. That north node of destiny is sitting at the 9 of cups, which is all about our own wish fulfillment, unlocking our own third chakra, our own solar plexus of energy. Let's see what this decision making is about. Our 1111 energy, the 4 of wands, where Chiron the healer is. Here's what I'm contributing, one side of the 11. Then that in essence, after the 3 of wands, I understand now those choices are calling that ship to port. And when I walk away from what doesn't satisfy and balance my own 2 wands, and I make this decision based off only my own personal truth of what makes my emotions happy, what I'm passionate for, what I want to reach for, okay, then that's what comes towards me. Perhaps the outcome energy here, the beginning of the story and the end of the story, what this is all about, the guts of it, the nucleus is about any one-to-one relationship. Perhaps this is where this new start is. But is this someone being performative and playing, childish games here, bookending 2 of Pentacles, bookending 5 of Swords? We play stupid games, we get stupid prizes. Now, penguins, this penguin is kind of trying to calm him down and saying, they're there, but perhaps we shouldn't play with swords. This truth might be upsetting for someone else, okay, and they're going to need consoled because your energy is shifted. You're making a different decision now, okay. Something you've been going back and forth on. Perhaps it does involve children here and needing to keep them entertained so they don't hurt themselves. Maybe our old partnerships, the sleeping giant that you could be letting lie, was that people who were just not matching us in our emotional maturity. And you've got a whole new foundation starting here. A new choice brings in actual balance, but it does require us letting go or understanding the truth of what this sleeping giant meant for you. How were you sacrificing your own happiness prior to the full moon in Aquarius? Okay, let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Fueling this energy, new choice because of a 4 of Cups energy. That would be the last decan of Cancer. So we're talking about 20 to 20 degrees, all the way up to 29 degrees, 59 minutes. And this is an energy of not being currently happy with the emotions we've had, or energy 3 cups of the past. But we don't see this 4th cup on offer here until we walk away from this sleeping giant here, making a new choice. And Page of Wands, throwing caution to the wind. That Page of Wands energy is where Cupid is right now. 29 degrees Leo, is a mermaid responding excitedly to creative impulses right here. Okay, so fueling this new truth is, I'm going to go for that wand. This is what makes me happy. This is the 3rd decan of energy in Leo, 7 of Wands, standing your ground for what you know to be true, no matter what other people think about it. Okay, that Cupid energy, 29 degrees Leo, responding to creative pulses and impulses excitedly, is a Page of Wands energy. That's crossing this new truth here. That's correct. Ace of Swords. This truth about family or a family situation, a truth about how we learned about love growing up in our own family. Cancer, house, home, foundation. Okay. In the past here, the devil energy fueling the Queen of Pentacles. So we only reach for things out of fear, or maybe we reached for extra things while our plate was already full. And had we stopped while we felt satiated, or stopped before we got so full, right? Yes, overeating and celebrating ourselves, but not to the point of where I feel like, oh, now I'm going to get caught. I can't go anywhere because now I feel miserable. This is an energy here of making that new choice. This is not something I have to do. This is something I want to do, this new start again, but it does require us walking away from fears, fear of the mother. We've been talking about the mother wound lately as well. Speaking of, there is the Seven of Pentacles. She's about ready to give birth here. Seven of Pentacles can be a Wheel of Fortune energy as far as coming into our own balance. When these two energies come together successfully, it activates divine timing. That Wheel of Fortune cannot be activated until our head and heart have aligned. King of Cups. Okay. So the center of the energy here, this walking away has been brewing for a while, and doing so will then activate divine timing. Fear has been holding us back here, or a mother wound has been holding us back. Tradition could have been holding us back, or repeated patterns within our root chakra, right? And there's the Queen of Cups. So filling our own heart's cup. This is the Cancer energy here. Again, bottom of the deck for me is surrounding energies, energies that affect us in the sky or people. So, again, mothering energy here. And it's like I get to choose now with this new foundation how I mother myself. I don't have to take on these old responsibilities. I know that if my own heart's cup is not full, then I'm not going to get to a status of where the heart of the reading here, of where my own energy then activates this divine timing, because it was holding back out of fear, or the I have to's. I have to take care of everybody else before I take care of myself. But this Queen of Cups energy fueling yourself with Venus and Jupiter conjunct in Cancer right here. Near future energy brings this new start, this new beginning, especially in regards to self love or partnership, because we did see the King of Cups coming in there, about what the reading was about. Now, fueling this block of the Knight of Cups is the Knight of Pentacles. So, not learning, right? So, Knight of Pentacles is an ardent student, and they are all about observation. Okay. Virgo energy here with the Knight. Virgo is in the south node of karma, of energy needing balanced. That symbol is a swimming race, and the experience summary is achieving self mastery by eliminating personal thoughts. So, this observer here was observing everything around you. Okay. And in reverse, that means we never got to the destination. The Knight of Pentacles always makes it to his destination. He's the senior knight of the class, of the whole entire high school. It's your last year. So you kind of rule the school, right? The two knights here being the mutable signs right where this is South Node in Virgo and North Node in Pisces, fueling this change here, fueling this regrowth and this rebirth of passion. Okay. Only by learning how to listen to spirit and looking at not just observing everything around us, but looking inside. Okay, was the block before. I think it's everything else around me that I got to grab and scramble for and try to reach for it. But if I just manifest properly and make the right choice in the first place, it's so much easier when I'm utilizing cups, when I'm looking at the truth of my own heart. What spirit wants us to know? Three of Cups energy. This is the lesson right now in the sky. Okay, that is fueling this passion here. Okay, so again, the discovery of universal and elemental truths, celebrating ourselves either flying solo or with friends, this new start energy. And closing out with Neptune here, Chiron, the Emperor. So again, we've got Chiron the healer at 4 of Wands, which we see here in our outcome energy. And maybe we don't need to distract ourselves with our own mind games here, us choosing the actions that we take, understanding that that's what comes back to us. Really changes the game here of how we manifest in the first place. And there is that all 4 kings of the Wheel of Fortune here, coming here in the outcome. The truth of our leadership of our own heart. Again, truth of leadership of our own heart. King of Swords, Aquarius energy. Over and over, the truth and leadership about our own heart. The Emperor knows when he's outgrown something and simply moves into the next cup. But only by filling our own cup can we understand what we've outgrown. We can only understand that by our own personal truth. And there's that new beginning again in Aries, balancing our own internal energies brings the other half of that lemniscate energy, the infinity loop, right back to us. High Priestess comes online. Once we fill our own heart's cup, those pearls of wisdom then are then ignited, and we're able to come out of that lovers under the sea and step on to land with a little more grounding energy, because whoever this reading is for, again, you've done the work. This is somebody who's done the work, and that may have to do with forgiveness here. There's no more anger over what was lost or what once was. This is a deep respect of, I understand we're different species. We are 2 different people. You live in the water, I live on land. Okay, that does not diminish the love. Maybe your soul's journey was just to bring children in the world, for example. You're the guardian of these souls, and you've completed that lesson, you've completed that mission, and now it's time for us to move into diving into the truth of our own emotions and taking leadership of that truth. Okay, standing firm in it. This is what helps really springboard us into that passionate energy. Wow, guys. Okay, I know that was a lot. That was some fast talking there. Let's get you some advice. Let's get some advice for the collective with the sun in Leo. This is going to be what is affecting us all. You might want to look in your chart to see where the sun energy is sitting for you currently. That's the life area that'll be amplified. Wow. What'd I say? This is the sacral chakra, our second chakra. Ooh, my ear's squeezing. Of tomorrow. 44:22 on the timer as I said that, or 444, and letting something go to rest, leaving behind old familial patterns, understanding we still have their guidance. Energy just changes forms, it does not disappear or even dissipate, it simply changes forms. And this brings us back here, the origin of our substance and the giver of all life, honoring our impulses to praise. Okay, honoring that, honoring Five of Cups. No, we are not able to walk this path together any longer. But I thank you, teacher. I have learned, and now it's a new dawn and a new day, a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Thank you, Nina Simone. Okay, that was for everyone there. All right. Okay. Let's see what we're crossed by. Look at that big old sun. A new dawn, a new day, a new life for me, and I'm feeling good, especially in regards to love. Okay, something that we saw as a block, more full moon here, was actually a blessing. Okay, something that we thought slowed us down. We maybe looked outside of ourselves for that, or just didn't realize this was generational influences and that the whole point was to follow our own truth. And to do that did require walking away from this sleeping giant, and not with blame, okay, with that Five of Cups of complete respect and love, not anger. Okay, just the simple truth of we are different species, and we're not vilifying that experience or that person. Okay, we are, whoever this reading is for, you've completely gone past that. You're not in an energy of blame anymore. You're able to release and let go. And as a matter of fact, what you thought was a block or stopping you or holding you back was indeed for your protection. Okay, this is annoying to get slowed down here in the energy of this card. I don't want my passion to be slowed down, but what was slowing it down was the devil energy of this impasse, of the fear of looking at the self. How have I contributed? How do I need to regrow and be reborn? What do I need to still study and learn? I need to learn how to understand, acknowledge, and willingly embrace all of the various parts of my nature, all the pieces. I'm more than just a mom. I'm more than just a fill in the blank, whatever your job is. Okay, we are human beings here at Earth School to learn. So, whatever this was, whoever this reading is for today, you have allowed something that pain has transmuted into wisdom. And even at this full moon here, energy, and just this recent full moon in Aquarius, okay, also a fixed sign sitting in Pluto sitting there right now, and that's refusing to comply with inappropriate authority. Okay, that's what's being transformed. We are listening to the truth of our own heart. That message has come up time and time again. All right, guys, let's get you some advice here. Advice. All right. Oh, oh, wow. I was just going to say Leo affecting all of our energies, transformation right there. And I have about a million butterflies on my drawings today. Again, peace, hope, a new beginning. justice, balancing out the scales here of our own truth. And like I said, whoever this is for, wherever the Leo portion of your chart is, that's the life area that you have won this battle in here, and where you're starting anew. All right. And that's crossed by the Six of Cups energy of the elephant. Communicate, transformation in your communication. Could be third house for some of you. All right. How about advice for Virgo here? Virgo feeling very grounded. There's that fire energy of the head of the dragon, being comfortable looking at the tail or the past, where we have been, South Node and Virgo. Self mastery by eliminating or burning up personal faults of our past. Crossed by transcend. Right? No more nightmares for you with this dream catcher. You are moving up to the next level here, Virgo. All right. How about for Libra? Our energy of the day, our situation where a truth is either just been revealed or about to be revealed. We're still in the full moon energy. Whoa. All righty. Well, let's look at, there we go, worthy. So, Libra, maybe this truth is that you were worthy all along, and so is this person. I got a flyer on the ground here. Yeah, knowledge. There's that sort of truth. And that is an owl depicts for me Piscean energy, also Cancer energy, High Priestess, the moon, the aha moment. Okay, that's what was there as well for you there, Libra energy. Wow. Okay, Scorpio. What about for Scorpio? It's a beautiful deck. What's gifted to me? Thank you, Peg. I love, love, love it. Scorpio, I'll show you what up. There's your transformation butterfly energy. This says journey here. Snake shedding its skin. And I just talked about, we always learn from the sign prior. Libra energy was, or excuse me, Virgo energy was the head was looking at the tail, the journey thus far, and completing a cycle here, starting a new journey, a new beginning. Certainly. Wow. Okay, Scorpio, transformation there, being highly motivated for this success as well, following our intuition, using that violet flame of the third eye. Crossing energy, the timing is now. Especially have a look at the pictures of what's in Scorpio. I'll post that there at the description box below. Scorpio again is in Juno, relationship dynamics, and also Black Moon Lilith. Our decisions and desire is sitting there at Scorpio, around the same, within 3-degree orbs. And then Vesta is conjoined with Black Moon Lilith. And that is, Vesta is about gender imbalance, when possibly third party energy with one masculine and two feminine energies. And she is the guardian of the sacred fire of home and hearth. So triangulating with that Cancerian energy. All right, next up, Sagittarius. Advice for Sagittarius about this completion. All righty. Understanding. All right, Sagittarius, you're like, I got it. These look like lilies of the valley here. Lilies of the valley make my garden walk. Oh, don't you wish that you could hear them ring? Lilies of the valley are when the angels sing. Okay, allowing that intuition to come online there, Saggy. Could be even wedding bells with that Four of Wands appearing in the outcome energy. And that is being driven by love. There you go. Could be wedding bells. All right. Wow. Green heart center chakra. Okie dokie, Capricorn. What's up? Capricorn. Earth. Now, these can all be read in columns of energy as well. So, as one trine, okay, a trine of energy fueling us right now. What goes with this Virgo dragon of being grounded, looking at the tail here? Energy for Capricorn, advice or energy for Capricorn, please. What advice? What's going on for Capricorn at this completion? How do we help complete? There we go. How do we help this completion energy finish out right there? Okay, acceptance. And also what wanted to flip over is now this deck doesn't do reversals, but perhaps we are not ready yet to accept whatever this new start is quite yet. We're working on it. We're working on it. Pink energy here coming through with this pink, maybe not ready quite ready to look at our own tails yet. Okay, maybe we're still seeing this as something outside of our own self. Let's see what's fueling this. Yeah, microcosm, our own self, our universe within us. This is about accepting something, looking at your own tail, like I just said. Ketu and Rahu rather than the north and south nodes. So Vedic astrology may come in here or resonate for earth signs so far. Go ahead and give me, that's Capricorn, Aquarius, air. Now going here with the Leo, Virgo, Libra, going with this worthiness. Ladybugs are a sign of love and that you're on the right path, you're on the right leaf that you're chewing on here. Air signs, what's up? How can we help with the completion of what we need to walk away from here? Air portion of your chart. Getting clear, Aquarius. Clarity coming right in. Crescent moon, that would be when the light of the moon is turning down. So that could be within 2 weeks' time, since we just had the full moon. We'll be turning the light down of the moon down towards the darkness of the full moon. So that clarity could be coming, that you have been worthy all along. Clarity being fueled by desire, your passions, what spirit wants you to know. What is the truth of your desire? And what do you need to walk away from that was revealed to you in your own full moon energy here? Okay, you've gotten clarity for sure on what needs to be completed and walking towards desire. So that's resonating from the reading here as well. Nice. All right, let's look at Pisces energy. Divinity. Okay, it was in reverse, and truth. So again, the North Node in Pisces is the master instructing his pupil, participating in the transmission of love and knowledge. So maybe we've been blocking our messages, right? Not wanting to renew or rejuvenate within ourselves, not wanting to know, kind of, putting the blinders on regarding something in the Pisces portion of our chart. Okay, having to really look at the tail and kind of eat that or take that deficit and go, well, that was the lesson I had to learn, and that's how I had to learn it, and that's okay. It's part of being human here. So really tapping into that North Node Pisces, especially with it being a trine of energy that's really strong right now for water. um, Taking time to slow down, meditate, and really learn how to listen to spirit, especially since this was a block. And then we had Pisces energy. This is Pisces here, the Knight of Cups in reverse. So, double message there for Pisces, ignoring our intuition, either in that portion of your chart. That's the 12th house of the soul's journey. Okay, our past life karma. That means balancing energies. It's always comes with some good and some shadow. So, looking at the truth of the shadow there is part of the soul's journey. And that's being fueled by, where'd that come from there? Slow moving empathy here and intuition again, you guys. Can't get. Can't get rid of it. It's this same triple message here. And even in the environmental energy, we saw the other night of looking outside of ourselves, and not the block would be looking inward. Okay. How about for Aries to finish up our fire column of energy? Aries, finishing up our fire column of energy. How can Aries, that top one, completion? So setting up boundaries, right? Utilizing, this is a hummingbird that flies in a figure-8 pattern. African violets here, very cantankerous. They're hard to, very hard to grow. Okay. Also, these hummingbirds flying away, that looks like it's almost impossible, right? So, making sure we're not making something hard or choosing the hard way out of any kind of oh, what's it called? Like, more, I always feel like Aries energy is more fixed, okay? Out of any kind of stubbornness. Perhaps we haven't wanted to transform. Okay, maybe it's been a hard, hard to grow ourselves here, really hard to complete this cycle. Speaking with power and truth has been very hard because we had to come to a certain understanding here. Okay. All right. Let's look at finishing up this trine of earth energy. All right. Aries, that was being fueled by listen. And we have the conch shell. Yeah, not wanting to listen. I was getting that, not wanting to transform. You can't stay in the chrysalis. Okay. This understanding, we listen to our higher selves. Praying is the ask, meditation is listening for the answers. And there definitely feels like some stubbornness around that there. All right. Well, we do have Saturn and Neptune and the Two of Wands of Aries right now, decision making, learning the skill of adjustment to feedback. That's exactly what that is. So internally, we're like, no, I don't want to listen to other people's perspective. Okay. But that would actually help transformation in that life area of your chart where Aries sits. Okay. All right. And back to Earth. Taurus energy. How can we get advice and help this process of completion here? Opportunity is for completion of the 10. All right, Taurus, advocate. Okay, acceptance, advocate for ourselves. Blue throat chakra here, and balanced energy right here. balancing community responsibilities with our own enjoyment of the honey, so to speak. Okay. Advocate for your own balance, Taurus. That is how we complete this cycle if it is not yet complete for you. All righty. Let's go ahead and that is being fueled by forgiveness. Okay. Advocating for yourself, accepting what was, forgiving it, looking at your own contribution as you ground yourself. Okay. Looking at the tail here to progress forward. All right. That was for Taurus. Forgiveness. Even if Five of Cups, you don't love him anymore, we can still respect the lesson. All right. Gemini. How this is the flipper that happened over here. Connected. So Uranus is newly in Gemini energy. Okay. And that is about a clear belief unfolds in the dependability of universal abundance. The Ten of Pentacles is the tree of life. The path of power is a one that's connected to roots. So have a look in the Gemini portion of your chart to see where that sits. That is, again, the energy of the lovers, which was included in my write-up. So your worthiness, your own worthiness, and its connection to your upbringing here, Gemini, will help us understand with clarity. That's in the middle. We want to keep that connectedness, but land on a new leaf of our own choosing, the family that we choose. Okay. Also getting listen there for Gemini energy. Our air trine of our charts being fueled by emotion, our feelings, all these surrounding energies that we talked about here. Also, orange, that impasse was actually something, okay, that completion and that acceptance to move toward the sun and away from fear towards our own personal happiness of the sun, solar plexus, is guided by emotion. Okay, trust that, Gemini. All right. And lastly, but not least, Cancer, where this conjoinment is happening in the first place. Cancer energy, macro, outer, okay, planetary alignment of Jupiter and Venus, clinking glasses at the degree, the lesson that we talked about. Macrocosm, outside of ourselves. What we are choosing is what the macrocosm around us is sending to us here. Okay, so by walking away from what does not satisfy, Eight of Cups, Pisces energy, looking at our own power, that then leaves our hand open to receive this new beginning. And even amongst, game players, if you focus on the two of your own choice and your own action and your own energies of stability, then that's what comes towards you from the outside coming in. And that is in our outcome energy. And did you see how that listen wanted to show up when I was shuffling? And here it is on the bottom. So being able to hear the messages of our heart then brings that pearl of wisdom, and our intuition then is ignited. Once we're filling our own cup, we're able to listen to our guidance. And this is Empress energy, Fox here, and a little bit of orange, passion, determined, all in, determined. Wow. All right, guys, that's it for me today. I hope this message has found you well. And thank you so much for your time, energy, and love. And I will catch you on the next one. Bye.